Meghan Markle here.
Today is October 29, 2025. It is 3:07 to be exact. So, there's a lot to share with you. I still have some videos to edit from yesterday, but there's too much going on X that I need to share with you. There's Harry and Meghan going to World Series. There's As Ever product. The squad are tweeting about that. So there's a lot to share with you. So I'm gonna spend probably the rest of the night to record all of this. That way, well, not these are politics. I don't even think I'm gonna do them anymore. Yeah, the squad spoke about the As Ever product. There's some stuff that happened yesterday. I think Meghan interviewed somebody, a young girl who created something, so I want to look into that. I don't have time, so if I don't do them now, I will never get to do them again. So let's get started. All right. So just know, even though this video may not show the part with As Ever and probably Well Serious thing, I'll be recording it tonight. It might be on PYTE. All right. First tweet. All right, we're gonna start with these. These are some stuff that were happening yesterday. Okay, it needs to be recorded. That way, I have them. And the main goal is the squaddies who are not on Twitter knows what's happening on Twitter. I don't know when you will get them, but you will get them. All right, first tweet. Wow, GMB Robert hard ass. That's the I believe this is the hashtag. Okay, try to bring Harry into the Andy story. Simon Vega said, nope, don't bring Harry into this. Okay, me. All right, let's see here. It's 1 minute and 23 seconds, and there's more here. And I may not go through all of the comments, but I'll read some of them, okay? Let's see what he has to say.
And I take nothing away from the fact the public are angry about this. But the question is, how does the king respond? The king. I think back to when Prince Harry was lobbying accusations at the monarchy just after the king became king back in the autumn of 2022. And for about 12 weeks non-stop, you had Harry with his 6-part Netflix series, followed by his book Spare, and all the interviews around it. And there were these constant accusations being lobbed at the monarchy. And he didn't respond. And people said, oh, the king must respond. And actually, the king didn't respond because, the monarchy is above that kind of stuff. Leave it to the politicians.
You cannot compare Harry and Andrew. We have Andrew, who's wanted for questioning in America, who Scotland Yard would quite like to talk to, for help in investigating a very serious global scandal. And don't bring Harry into that sort of league. We're talking about a prince who is in disgrace, who's done something clearly
but he hasn't been accused of anything. He's been charged of anything.
Well,
he hasn't been sentenced.
He defends everything.
He's shown deplorable judgment in the court of public opinion. He's a total wrong one. Everybody hates him. But what is the king supposed to respond to? The king is the fountain of justice. He has to respond to concrete, sensible issues at a key moment. He can't just sort of launch into a statement on the basis
about
that
the context.
So many times I wanted to stop, but I just want the video to just finish so you guys hear it completely. Yeah, finally somebody says something. Don't bring Harry into this. How can you compare Harry telling his side of the story, which is either Spare or the docuseries, and the behavior of Prince Andrew, who has done something immoral, abusing a child? Yes, some people will go and defend Andrew because Virginia Giuffre is 17 or something like that. You must respect the law of a country. In the UK, I believe age of consent is 16. In New York, I believe either 18 or something like that, or I don't know at what age he was abusing Virginia Giuffre in New York, because this is where it was charged, and it was the act was taking place in Jeffrey Epstein's mansion in Manhattan. I don't even know what to say. How this guy can compare Harry and Andrew, and then they're using other people's children. This is the other thing aspect of it. They're okay to abuse other people's children while they're enjoying themselves. All right, let's continue. Let's pause. You cannot compare Harry to Andrew, and they've been trying to do that because they already know. The thing is that they've been trying to make Harry comply. Men in gray suit, the palace, whoever is trying to create that narrative. Okay, they've been trying to have Harry comply in a sense where Harry, pretty much remove his brain and just throw it in the garbage and say, use my body and do whatever you want to do. Harry was saying, no, you're not going to do that. So because Harry doesn't want to comply with their stupidity, so they're trying to attach Harry with Andrew's behavior as if the public, the rest of the world, doesn't have a mind of their own. We're supposed to take their words for what it is, and thinking that Harry is behaving, whatever Harry has done is the same as Andrew. No, it's not. And Harry have proved himself over and over and over again. He is above all of these people, including his own father. The only person Harry have not shown he's above of is Princess Diana, because Princess Diana knew better. My goodness, let's continue.
And for about 12 weeks non-stop, you had Harry with his 6-part Netflix series, followed by his book, Spare, and all the interviews around it. And there were these constant accusations being lobbed at the monarchy. And he didn't respond. And people said, oh, the king must respond. And actually, the king didn't respond because, the monarchy is above that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'm stopping because we've heard this part already. This is what I thought. The institution was above all of that. But what we have learned from someone who grew up inside the palace, who know the tactic, the behavior of the palace, is that they use the media to talk for them.
One of the criticisms that you've received is that, well, okay, fine, you want to move to California, you want to step back from the institutional role, why be so public? You say you tried to do this privately.
And every single time I've tried to do it privately, there have been briefings and leakings and planting of stories against me and my wife. The family motto is never complain, never explain, but it's just a motto, and it doesn't really hold.
There's a lot of complaining and a lot of explaining.
Endless.
Private, being done through leaks.
Through leaks. They will feed or have a conversation with the correspondent, and that correspondent will literally be spoon-fed information and write the story, and in the bottom of it, they will say that they've reached out to Buckingham Palace for comment. But the whole story is Buckingham Palace commenting. So when we're being told for the last 6 years, we can't put a statement out to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, there becomes a point when silence is betrayal.
And the media have said the same thing.
Is that the case?
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, and if we're talking about why this whole, Harry Meghan thing started, it started because several years ago, if you cast your mind back, the Queen was and always will be the most popular royal, but second to that was Harry. It wasn't William and Kate. It was not William and Kate. And when Harry and Meghan became such a popular couple, it put everybody's noses out of joint. The establishment wanted to retain the monarchy as it was, to boost William and Kate, and the media, the Daily Mail and the Telegraph in particular, fed those lines.
Well, I agree with everything until you said the last bit. I think that somebody in the palace decided to take them
Yes.
down a peg or two, and it went too far.
Absolutely.
But it's all history now, isn't it?
But it's not history because, for instance, if you take the media on, as Dawn will know,
you never win.
If you never win, but the media will always be at war with you, and the Daily Mail does everything drip, 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 poison.
And
daily
it's not like Harry and Meghan never use the media, of course. I mean, that Oprah Winfrey
if you were in that
interview.
position, you would fight back too.
That things are coming from the palace. And Harry have said it in his book. In the docuseries. So even though he's saying that, is above, this is above. No. They're freaking petty as F. The only thing is that they hide behind the royal voters. Let's continue.
Give it to the politicians.
You cannot compare Harry and Andrew. We have Andrew, who's wanted for questioning in America, who's...
Okay? Again, I'm stopping because we already heard that. Finally, somebody's saying something. Yes, when the thing about Virginia Giuffre, the FBI wanted to question Andrew, he never showed up. He never showed up. Instead, he claimed he didn't know this person, he didn't know this, he didn't know that. And, okay, I've said this in past videos, he challenged everything that Virginia Giuffre was, when Virginia called him to court, including the New York Constitution. It's like, how dare the governor of New York, at that time was Cuomo, was his first name, okay, challenge his authority, claiming that is unconstitutional. But when he realized the judge is not budging, that's when he decided to pay $12 million. I mean, if he was so innocent, why didn't he go and answer the FBI? Why didn't he challenge or go to court and defend himself against Virginia Giuffre? My God.
Scotland Yard would quite like to talk to for help in investigating a very serious global scandal. And don't bring Harry into that sort of league. We're talking about a prince who...
And you... okay, it's finished. And you realize that in the book, Harry's book, he didn't mention nothing about Andrew. Okay? Because he knows if he says something, the can of worm is going to open. Alright? And everything else that Harry have said in the docuseries and in his book, how come nobody call him, challenge him to court? Why don't they do that? Alright, so there's all of this. Okay, this was the images they were putting out when Harry and Meghan were in the UK, comparing him with Andrew. There's Andrew, they caught him with his pants down, but yet it's Harry they're blaming. Wow, he tried, and he's a Deranger that's been their talking point, trying to tie Harry with that pedophile, and one wonders, in what world can you even line up the two? Well done to the guy that shut him down good. Alright, he got shut down in real time. I wish the reporters will do the same to Trump when he spout his BS. Well, technically, the U.S. right now, the media that they have or he let access to are the same group of people from the UK, okay, who have adopted the UK tactic. So the people who will not ask him the hard question. Okay, trying to use Harry to shield Andrew in 2025 using the same tired complaint. It's peak desperation. Adulterer and pedo defender Charles, quote, phantom of justice. This is embarrassing. Yeah, that was another thing as well. And what is it? Past videos, you have him. His mentor was another pedophile. All right, next tweet. There was more comment. I leave it alone because I have so much more to share with you. This is what Tom Sykes is up to this evening. 1, William. 2, Meghan. 3, Meghan. 4, Meghan. All right, let's see here. This was posted yesterday, October 28th. 1. Prince William's threat to Princess Beatrice and Eugenie. Get your dad out of Royal Lodge or you won't be princess much longer. Let me see. I'm trying to think the order of things. Okay. No, he can't take the princess away from them. Because Queen Elizabeth was their grandmother. So he can't do a damn thing about that. There will always be a princess. It's just the York title. He probably could take away. But the princess, it's for life. Okay, 2, Meghan Markle's As Ever brand launched its holiday collection this afternoon with this magnificent classic Meghan World salad. Quote, if As Ever has a holiday season, it officially starts now. From the moment the first fall apple is ready to pick till we're clinking glasses to ring in the new year, we're happily wrapped up in a beautiful world of hosting, gathering, and gifting. The first fall apple, I think, went to start on Saturday. 3, Meghan also wrote a cover story for Town and Country. That's one of the things I want to read to see what it is about. About the creator of the Aldana Girls Instagram account, which support young women affected by the LA fires at the beginning of this year. 4, Harry and Meghan post and then deleted first clear image of their children's faces. Some of the squad spoke about this in past videos, that some people who claim to be squaddies, who were able to do still images from a video that capture the kids' faces. So he's talking about it. Whatever is here. Okay? What he's even talking about. The first day of winter is in December, not on Saturday. LOL, I know. What images is he referring to? Stills of Archie and Lily's faces from Meghan's story that a fan had captured and posted to X, the British media Watch Our account, saw the post and wrote an article including the images, and Tom has jumped on board. You can't make out their faces, it's blurry to Tom. You can't make out their faces, it's blurry, so Tom is lying when he says it's a clear picture. It's not. Yeah, I share. Well, when I saw it, I don't know if I shared it in a video, but the second time, a squad was making reference to that picture, I shared it. The face were not there. She cut the face, but she mentioned about the squaddy who's talking about the kids' faces. Okay, if that simple holiday season sentence is word salad to him, he's really stupid. With and then deleted, he is referring to Instagram story that is deleted after 24 hours. Oh, that's why those this is why sometimes when I'm recording and I try to look for those videos and they're already gone. It's automatic. But some squaddies already capture the videos and bring it on X. Alright? So I'm done. There's more comment. Let's move on. I believe this is, nope, that's not it. Okay, so this is another thing I wanted to share with you. That's from LBC. The above the law, Shelagh, is the epitome of privilege. Caller Peter offers a damning assessment of Prince Andrew and the royal family. All right, let's listen. It's 1 minute and 15-second screenshot.
The level of privilege that he has shown, if you like, through most of his life is the same level of privilege that the whole of the royal family show, in as that we are different to you. Our rules are not your rules. We will do it our way. And it's the thing they normally say, isn't it? We'll never explain and never complain. I would just make them more accountable. For example, Duchy of Lancaster, Duchy of Cornwall, which the lovely titles, but what they are actually 2 huge property portfolios owned by the sitting king and the sitting Prince of Wales. Yeah. We don't know how much it makes. We get an idea. We don't know. We know they don't pay much tax on it, if at all. It's the epitome of the privileged triangle. They are the top of it, and there's a huge swathe. Duke of Westminster, Earl of Argyll, Caithness, loads of others who all benefit from that privilege. They all live off it. You know, we don't pay inheritance tax. We won't do this. They're above the law, Sheila, and that should not be the case in this 21st century.
You know, with those land and properties that they own and they're not paying tax on it, I think instead, this, my humble opinion, from outside, probably none of my business, okay, because they're not paying any tax, whatever, inheritance tax, property tax, none of that. Maybe that should have been the benefit that they get. Instead, on top of it, it seems like the country the taxpayers is giving them additional their own money on top of all of that. So what they should have done is, okay, we're not gonna give you taxpayers money for upkeep of anything. Whatever money you make off of the land that you get, you don't need to pay tax on them. Inheritance tax, property tax, you don't need to do that. Whatever profit you make off of the land, use it to fix your shit. That's the way that I see it. But not an additional from the taxpayers' money. All right, let's see some of the comments here. I'm trying not. Okay, so there's a lot of this. So true, Peter, you absolutely gem. Hit the nail on the head. He has so much privilege that he could be Muslim. Nobody cares. Well, for me, outside of the UK, that's what I should say. Nobody cares. But if you live in the UK, you should care. Okay, spot on. While the country is a cesspit of corruption, billions of pounds of our cash misappropriated, laundered, market manipulated, crime and fraud committed by politicians, the chattering classes, and royalty, while we pay their bills, there's that. Democracy is in question mark. It's a effing revolution we need. Including the US too. Okay, that system that the UK has, it works so well for the powerful. Guess what? They're transferring it over here in the US. And so far, it seems to be taking place. But what Trump has done, many of those MAGAs who felt like because of their skin they were above, or they probably were in the same level as Trump is, bringing reality to them. You're freaking poor. You're not on our level. We're just using you for your skin color, but you pretty much gonna pay us. Anyway, let's leave that alone. Yeah, so that's that. Let's see, next one. I'm almost done with this. There's a possibility will title. Okay, I will do another video. Okay, LOL. I love it when attempts to use the fake cancer card are exposed. All right. So she took this comment under whatever post. Is a screenshot. No surprise, the last time Catherine attended the EarthShot ceremony was 2022 in Boston, and I still think it will be a while before she takes her first trip aboard since her cancer diagnosis in 2024. That's the response here. But Kate went to ski in France twice. She went to sunbathe in Moustique and scuba diving in Greece, so she can indeed make those trips aboard when it's for leisure. None? Okay, there's the clown here. No lies detected. There's the laugh here. She posts so much shit about Harry and Meghan. Who? Alright, let's see here. The Selma person. Who's the Selma? Oh, this person here. Alright, you're telling me pure jealousy. They can't cope with them living their best lives. That baby black me, like Becky, like Valentine Lowe. He got tired of my asking if the royal family returned the yellow diamond earrings he claimed the Saudi crown prince gifted Meghan, a woman the prince never met. The squad or something. Let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next tweet. Next one. Yeah, they keep on using the cancer thing to do thing. Okay, so I put this right after. That last tweet that I just shared with you, it's making reference to this, okay? Princess Kate will skip the Rio Earthshot event because of the Forest Lodge move. I mean, the UK is always giving excuses. There's the laugh here. All right, let's pause this. Code for he doesn't want her to go and he's taking Jason for company. Oh my goodness. He knows why. Last year, it was the children's school, which, by the way, was a lie. This year is the move to a forever home. I wonder what excuse and lie will 2026 they tell. This is why they don't like the squad. The squad is always keeping tab on them. Last year, okay, I read this. Oh, that's this year excuse. No wonder the heir was so eager that the move evicting people from their homes and appropriating land to be brought forward, so that it will be in November and not mid-December as previously announced. I imagine him saying, this show is mine, LOL. What's the excuse going to be next year? I guess she will be doing all of the packing on her own. What a pity they don't have servant for that kind of things. All right, the squad knows live, just bring it as a conversation. Next tweet. I have one more for this video and then I'm gonna create another video. Next one. The Rangers are going to be so disappointed to learn that William is now acknowledging he has no power to take anyone's title. Okay, if I knew this was there, that would have been when the other tweet where they say he's gonna remove the York sisters title. The only title he can remove is the York title. I don't even think he has full power to take away the York title when he becomes king. But right now, as an heir to the throne, he has no power, from my understanding. And Andrew already relinquished it. So it's fine. But in terms of princess, Beatrice and Eugenie are in the same boat as Harry, because both of them are the grandkids of the former monarch, which was Queen Elizabeth. So they can't take the prince out and princesses. All right, the Rangers are going to be so disappointed to learn that William is now acknowledging he has no power to take anyone's title. That's the laugh here. They were only excited for him becoming the next king soon, because he allegedly was going to take Harry, Meghan, and their children titles. That's the laugh here. People understand that no meeting between William and his cousin took place, and he does not have the authority to strip their royal titles. Removing them will require an act of parliament. Alright, so even me, I even looked it up. I knew on top of my head, but to confirm that what I was thinking is right, I searched it up on Google, and I did it in the video. Okay, I thought they knew and follow royal protocols. They should know this is never happening, and Bill is whining, toothless dingo. He can even divorce the elderly Amish lady like he's desperate to. So powerless, but so hyped up. Okay, Willie's been backpedaling a lot of the past couple of days. Okay, what did they say here? William, 43, has long believed that Andrew was a stain on the monarchy who should have stood down long before he did in 2019. So where were the rest of the royal family around 2019? Harry and Meghan were there. Why didn't anybody stand up and say something? They all shut their mouth because their plan or whatever narrative they were going for were benefiting the rest of the royal family except Harry and Meghan. My goodness. He has been consulted at each stage of his uncle's humiliation, but despite report, Andrew will not be invited to a future coronation. Sources close to the heir council not to believe everything that is said about what William will do when he becomes king. Yet, radical steps are now expected of him after his promise earlier this month in a conversation with the actor Eugene Levy that change is on my agenda. And that's why I don't get squaddies who get threatened when Billy leaks about titles. Sometimes, some of these things, when those topics popped up, it may not be true squaddies. It could be Derangers who pretend to be squaddies. The title issue will never happen unless Britain is ready to abolish the class system. The House of Lords will go, the dukedoms, their land, and so many things. Not even Parliament can remove titles from princes by birth like Harry, his children, and his cousin. This is what I was just saying. They can remove the dukedom, but the prince, they can't, because it is by birth, because Queen Elizabeth was their grandparents and they attached to that. I mean, I'm not even from over there. I understand that. Okay, Derangers are SOS, stuck on stupid. Even with limited knowledge about the British monarchy, everyone except Derangers knows that removing titles require an act of parliament. William knows that too, but he's flossing until someone called his bluff and told him to shut up. There's the shade here. But he's been trying to be so well known. Maybe he doesn't understand. Was it in Spare where Harry was saying certain things about the history of his family when he was in school, and one of his teachers says something. I forgot how it went. Where sometimes they don't even know. He may not even know, meaning William. And thank God Harry doesn't give a shit about that. All right, according to Maureen Callahan, Daily Mail, Willie is now king. Anyone sees the obituary for Chuck. That story is akin to a joint statement denying bullyism with a forged signature, and we can guess who planted it. After these two, that's it. Deny, deflect, distract. BS to begin with. Charles wanting to read Andrew the Riot Act too. Maybe Andrew wanted the media at Royal Lodge to announce a book and Charles had to make a deal. The Sun reports Andrew promised not to write one. Why even bring it up? And now Sarah allegedly wants to write one. Oh, really? I don't know. This is my last one for this video. And then the next videos will be on PYTE, where I'll be talking about Town and Country interview that Meghan did with the Aldelina girls. All right, that'll be on PYTE. Phew, I'm so glad my cousin Prince Harry and Princess Meghan own their own home. That's the shade. I'm so glad they don't have to play Game of Homes like the others. Okay, it's similar to what I was just talking about. Andrew, trying to get Andrew out of the home and this and that. And the moment Harry and Meghan left the UK, anything that they buy is theirs. The only time, okay, their house might be in jeopardy, okay, in the US, is if they don't pay taxes. Knock on wood, from what I've seen so far, because yesterday, as every product was open, it was sold. A lot of squaddies, I don't know if it was sold out, but a lot of squaddies were buying. And 2000, I have some of the street to share with you when I do that video. All right, let's read this. So they will be paying their taxes because they're doing what they need to do to support themselves. Okay, Jesus the Levant Christ, who about to be homeless now because they didn't kiss the ring. Because I know it ain't our prince and princess, because they are not beholden to those demons. They have their own money. Them others better get a move on, because that bald brother of Harry is worthless. That's that. Well, so many things I want to say with some of the things I've already shared, where there's a lot of things he cannot do. But what they need to do is with William, because he's going to be in control of so many finances where things will be appropriate to the rest of the family, is that maybe the people should dictate where the money goes. Because it seems like the royal family do not know how to manage their money. Because it's because of trying to withhold money from the rest of the royals, I'm assuming, which what they were trying to do with Harry and Meghan, is to make them in need of money. And because of that, a lot of them are doing a lot of shady things. Sis, the way I just spit my hot tea out all over my phone, there's a laugh here. Jesus, Devante, Levon, Jesus. Yo, bahaha. Sis, our faith don't have those problems. There's the shit here. Now, you know, it ain't safe to drink things when reading shit I write, because you never know what's coming out of my mouth. Hell, I'm still tripping and talking to my baby sis on how our aunt and uncle whole spirit resulted in them both having kids with other people while married to each other. It's a hot mess. Sis, I legit was like, I know my God, sis, then just said that on Beyonce's internet. LOL, hilarious. What is it? It was said, allegedly, okay? It's too online. I'm not saying it's true, but this is, I think, what she's making reference to. And it's probably in one of my videos. There were rumors a couple weeks ago, could have been sometime last month, that the Yorks, okay, starting from the top, they are related because of each of their parents, respected parents, were married, but they do things outside of the marriage. And then they connect them. Okay? Just put one and one together. I do not want to name names because it was alleged. Okay? So there's that. Okay, there's that. Not Game of Homes. It's making reference to Game of Thrones. Alright, there's the laugh here. Not Game of Homes. Laughing my ass off. Chill. I ain't never been so proud of a book and printer in all my life. Okay, she's making reference when Harry and Meghan were, well, during the Syndrome Summit, Harry was talking to the family in terms of the way they're gonna exit. Harry wanted 50-50, but for some reason, the rest of the family, I'm going to have to say the rest of the family, but specifically Egg, the brother, wanted him out completely. So when Heavy wanted, trying to talk with them, let's do 50-50, but they had already printed what they wanted, okay, for Harry, which was all out, and they claim that they cannot change it because the printer was not working. So this is what she's making reference to.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death, like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
Okay, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna move on PYTE. All right, the next video on PYTE will be this. The first tweet I'll be talking about. Okay, that. It will be on PYTE. I don't know when I'm gonna edit them because I'm still recording and editing things from yesterday. So stay tuned for all of that. All right. Thanks for watching. And if you're gonna leave any comment, make sure you put the timestamp if it relates to anything that I say in the video. All right. I try my best to have that one-on-one interaction with you guys. I'm not always right. Okay. And I'm always throwing my opinion out there. That doesn't mean you have to agree. If you have a legitimate discussion, agree or disagree, put the timestamp so I know what I've said and how I can respond back to you. Okay? Thank you.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.